Hey guys, welcome back to the Semi Plum Bob channel, and today we are going to start a brand new thing on my channel. Ah! So, actually, I have joined a page on Facebook about this called the Sims Community, and I've put a post up saying which Sims challenge would be the funnest thing to play, and a bunch of Simmers actually voted on my poll, which I didn't think anybody would, but they did. And the winner, ding 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 ding, is the homeless challenge. So we are going to start the Sims 4 homeless challenge today, and it was made by Aislinn. I think that's how you say that name. I am not sure, but this is where I'm getting the information, and this is the website that I am going to use to set up my challenge. Okay, so let's read what this challenge is all about. The Sims 4 Homeless Challenge. I started missing all the challenges we had. Well, we ain't gonna read that. Description, here we go. You are a Sim who has to face the harsh realities of living without a place you can call home. You choose your background yourself. Are you a runaway country girl or a businessman who has suddenly lost his job and his house, for example? Whatever the reason your homelessness, you'll need to survive by any means necessary and slowly build a better life for yourself. It won't be easy, but you'll experience The Sims 4 from a very different point of view. It may find yourself in some surprising and amusing situations along the way. So our goal is to have 5,000 simoleons in cash and a basic house. How do you do this is up to you. After you've completed the challenge, if you want to continue playing, all the restrictions are removed. Okay, so the setup. Create a Sim, either young adult or adult. You may choose your traits and aspirations if you want to, but I recommend picking them randomly for a more interesting challenge. Clothes must look cheap and worn if possible. You may choose your style and make it suit your background. Just remember if something looks more elegant than shabby, it's not okay. Alright, so we actually have to create a Sim wearing shabby clothes, and he or she doesn't need to look elegant and look like they have a little bit of money. They need to look worn down and dirty, and they just have to look the part. So hopefully I did that justice. We have to buy an empty lot, remove all of our money, and then start playing and have fun. Okay, so we have to start off with 0 simoleons. Oh my Lord. This is going to be something. Rules and instructions. You may not move out, get married, or have a steady boyfriend or girlfriend. You can have a baby, however. Okay, so I think that would make sense. We can't move out because, hey, this is the homeless challenge. If you're going to do a challenge, you got to stick through it. You cannot cheat and try to marry some rich guy. So we can't have a steady boyfriend or girlfriend, which I can agree with that, because maybe there isn't any Sims that want to date my homeless Sim. I don't know. We'll get into my Sim story after we get through the rules and everything else. And you can have a baby. So that is interesting. We can't get married or have a boyfriend or move out, but we can actually have a baby while we're homeless. Ooh, okay. You may not get a job before the requirements are met because nobody wants to hire you. Okay. Collecting, fishing, gardening, digging for treasure, rummaging in trash cans, asking for loans, writing books, painting, playing an instrument, etc. are permitted and can be used for making money. Use your imaginations. Only regular careers are forbidden. Yay! So we have to make money by means of, just working hard rather than just sending them off to work. We have to do the work ourselves. So that's going to be, I think, the fun part of this challenge. You are not allowed to build on your starting lot or buy anything that you can't carry in your inventory before you have applied for the building permit. What? So we cannot buy anything that will not fit in our inventory. So, toilets? No. Fridges? No. Bathtubs? No. So this is actually going to be interesting. How are we going to eat, take a shower? How are we going to do all this until we get our building permit? So we are going to have to think long and hard about how we're going to play this out. So our sim doesn't die from starvation or anything like that. Instructions for changing the amount of money you have, which we already know how to do this, or I did. So I went ahead already and made my sim have 0 simoleons already. So yes, she is already made and put into the game and ready to go with her own background. So mini challenges. I actually chose a few of these challenges to do. I didn't want to do all of them. I just wanted to do some that would actually maybe fit my storyline that goes with this challenge. But anyways, the following mini challenges are all optional. So if you want to have a simple challenge, you can ignore all or some of them. The rewards you will get for completing these challenges will make it easier for you to reach the goal, however. So the first mini challenge I decided to do was the Auntie Edna. Your distant relative is impressed at how well you're doing despite your circumstances. She gives you 1,000 simoleons. So this challenge, we got to get 7 points in one skill or 5 points in 2 different skills. Oh my lord. Okay. So yeah, Auntie Edna will get into that in just a moment. The other challenge I decided to do was, of course, the building permit. After applying for a building permit, you're allowed to build on your starting lot and buy furniture. The requirements cost 500 simoleons. Oh lord. It seems like it would be easy to get 500 simoleons and, you know, all the getting 5 skill points or 7 skill points to a skill, but when you're homeless and you gotta try to find a way to make that money isn't gonna come just right in your hand. That's gonna take some time. Holy cow. Okay, the next mini challenge I chose to do was the community wants to help. You've made friends in the community and they've become aware of the difficulties that homeless people face every day. They collect some money and build a shelter for homeless people. Requirements: have 5 friends. Instructions: then you can build a shelter on an empty lot that's not ours. An ugly shack with the cheapest furniture available: a fridge, counters, toilet, sink, shower, dining table, chairs, sofa, and a couple of single beds. No stoves, skill objects, TVs, computers, fancy decorations. Change the lot type to generic. Holy moly. You may use this lot to have a simple meal, rest, take a shower, or use a toilet, but you don't own it, so you can't buy more furniture later. Okay, so we can build a shelter after we make 5 friends, and that would make it easier on us. So we need to get our friends going too as soon as we get to this. Okay, a new you. Is that one? No, it's not. The last one after that I chose to do is get a job. You may get a regular job. Requirements: you need to buy smart clothes and a good haircut for job interviews, which will cost us 500 simoleons. You need to have your own house. A very basic one is okay as long as it has walls and a roof, shower, bath, toilet, bed, and fridge. The shelter for homeless people does not count. You need to have at least 3 points in a corresponding skill for that job. Oh. Okay. So they added an example. For the culinary career, you need to have at least 3 points in cooking or gourmet cooking to actually get into the culinary career. So, oh my lord. So whatever we choose to our job that we want to pursue in when we can, we have to have at least 3 points in a corresponding skill for that job. So that is pretty cool. But yeah, this is the homeless challenge made by Aislinn. And so yeah, I will leave the link in the description below for the instructions. And yeah, let's go straight into the speed build. I was born an orphan. My parents abandoned me when I was just an infant. I grew up in a girls' orphanage run by one strict lady named Ursula Mums. Every day we had chores to complete, and if they were unfinished, we'd have to go to bed without supper and get a time out for disobedience. The bad girls would be forced to sleep in a shed and beg for forgiveness by doubling up on chores before they could come back in to sleep in their warm, comfortable bed in the shared bedroom of all of us orphaned girls. I had trouble being the perfect girl Miss Mums wanted me to be, so most of the time I was sleeping in the shed, with the door locked and no lights. I only had a single candle to keep me from complete darkness. Every morning I had to garden while others ate their breakfast in the dining hall because it was mostly me who was in the shed, and if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have breakfast either. It made it hard to make friends when I was locked up most of the time. The other girls would mock me and tell me mean things because they didn't understand me. But there was one girl who would secretly sneak a sandwich to the shed if I hadn't eaten all day. I suppose Rose was a friend, but we never really had a chance to talk, even when we go to our occasional trips to the museums and parks. I think she feared to be bullied by being my friend. Our community is very compassionate to us orphans, and they donate Christmas presents every year after we write a wish list. And every year, all I wanted was a guitar. At least in my mind, my guitar would be my friend. But because I was considered a bad child, my guitar would never be delivered to me. Instead, all I got was 3 Cracker Jacks for Christmas. When I became a teenager, I practically moved in the shed. I spent most of my time writing in a journal about this. Miss Mums does indeed care for our survival needs, but I think she likes to pick favorites at the orphanage. There is one girl named Ainsley who, ever since I can remember, always got what she wanted, mostly because she'd kiss Miss Mum's butt all the time. She's the one who has all the friends. I can't stand her because she's the one who mostly mocks me for being different. I get teased about where I'd end up at adulthood. Most believes that I would end up homeless, and they'd be right. I am homeless. When I leave this orphanage, I didn't do so well at my studies when others succeeded. Rose even got a scholarship to go to the doctor career. What will happen to me when I leave this orphanage? How will I survive with no one in my corner on my side? I suppose I will find a way. I know how to garden, so at least I have that. Hopefully one day I will have a home and friends, and a loving family. But right now, I am homeless, and I will complete my daily chores to raise some simoleons to help me get one step closer to having that loving home. Okay, so now you know a little bit of the story that I'm going with this challenge. So yeah, our main star, her name is Lynn, and she has been bullied by the other girls in this orphanage, and it's mostly because, you know, she's different. She doesn't want or need to do the things that Miss Mums wants her to do, such as, you know, all these chores and everything else. But not only that, but it seems like Miss Mums has been choosing her to do all these chores rather than everyone else, and it's actually making her look different than the other girls, and it is kind of unfair. So the main antagonist is named Ansley, and she is the queen bee of this orphanage. She has all the girls at her side because I think they are scared to be bullied as well. But there is this one girl, her name is Rose, and she is a very compassionate woman, and she feels so bad for Lynn, and you know what, she tries to help her in secret when no one is up and watching. So at least she had that growing up in this orphanage. I think Miss Mums isn't really a bad woman. It's just, it's one woman against 7 kids. She can't keep up with everybody, so I think she chooses who she keeps up with, and if everybody else makes it, they make it. I think that's what she's been doing, rather than actually helping Lynn with the bullying and whatnot. But anyways, yeah. So this is the orphanage. What you're looking at right there, that is actually the shed. Or the, quote, shed, where Lynn sleeps night by night with nothing but a little candle for light. So yeah, in this shed, I figured that we could put, like, belongings in here of the kids and whatnot, so that their documents and things like that are stored. And so yeah, this is what this part of the shed is just stored documents about all the orphan girls living in the home. And a bunch of old stuff, like that basketball sitting there, stuff that used to belong to them. Even the floor is starting to come up with grass. We got mice running around in the shed, so it's not a very, what am I trying to say? It's not a very clean place for children to actually stay in and sleep, but at least she can sleep upstairs rather than downstairs where all the mice are running around. Ooh. But anyways, yeah, so that is all the belongings of the children, or the families of the children that gave up their kids, or the kids that don't have families, and what they came with. So yeah, I was trying to portray that for this orphanage. Okay. There is a total of 7 girls living in this orphanage, and 7 girls, one person to take care of them. That is a lot of work, and let me tell you, when I was playing from childhood to adulthood, I was getting frustrated because we had so many things happen all at once, you guys, for these children, and I mean all at once. So it wasn't easy. But especially with the laundry, holy cow, we had to do laundry every single day when I was playing off camera to set up this challenge and the story. So yeah, as the years go by in this, obviously the orphanage has changed a little bit, since they are now all adults and ready to move on with their life and get out of the orphanage and start working on their future. So yeah, what you see here is what it was before I actually played. Yeah. Let's see. I am really excited to start this challenge because it sounds really fun and really challenging, for one. And it sounds like something that I can actually get into instead of, getting bored halfway. So hopefully we will have fun with this challenge, and hopefully we will complete it in due time. Hopefully it doesn't take like ages to complete, but if it does, hopefully it was fun on the journey to get there. Oh, Let's see. This orphanage actually has, many things that can entertain the kids as well as keep Miss Mums, you know, from going crazy. She's got a bar, she's got a TV, she's got gardening, she's got plenty of activities to clear her mind when the children actually go to school. So that is a good thing. But yeah, the children actually have a little playroom beside the living room with the red carpet and stuff, which I'll be working on that after I get done with the kitchen. Yeah, so yeah, they have plenty of things for different personalities. So all the children are different. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, every single one of them have different traits that they grew up with in this orphanage. So I thought that was pretty neat. And they completed their own childhood aspirations, so that is a good thing. And you know what? I just felt so sorry for Lynn through all this, because all these children were being mean to her and bullying her and everything else. And so in the game, Lynn knows all 7 of these kids, and one of them, Ainsley, she is the queen bee that bullies her the most. And the others are followers, but the followers are actually, in the game it says they are her friends, but we are not, I repeat, we are not going to count that as our friends to build a shelter, because that would be cheating. And also, any skills that my sim actually already has for living in this orphanage will not count as my skill building for the many challenges in this challenge as well. So yeah, any skills, any friends that I've already have in the beginning of the game will not count to give us a little bit more of a challenge. So we need to meet different people. We need to raise up some of different skills. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about about me actually cheating, because I played her story a little bit. So yeah, the gardening skill will not count. I will not count the gardening skill, because she has gardened in teenage years as a chore and whatnot. Cooking probably won't count either. I don't know what will count yet. It depends on if she's got zero, what she has in 0 skill point, that will count. But yeah, we're starting to get toward the end of this video, and I really hope you all liked this speed build. And I cannot wait to actually officially start the challenge, which I am actually going to start it today, but it will not be uploaded until tomorrow. So I hope y'all are excited as much as I am. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you like the speed build. Everybody have a great day.